Hey there YouTube, Auto Assembly 2009. Now those words now have such pleasant resonance for me. I'm thinking about getting them tattooed somewhere. I'm not quite sure where yet, but I'm open to suggestions. What can I say? It was a wonderful weekend. Much more so than I ever could have hoped for. In fact, I don't think I'm engaging in hyperbole when I say that for me personally it was a life-affirming experience. So many pleasant, interesting, funny, enthusiastic people gathered under one roof. There was not a sour note, not a single problem or issue throughout the entire weekend. It was wonderful. And, you know, I did manage to pick up lots and lots of lovely toys, including this thing, Gigastorm, for £30. Yeah, got a couple of death stares for that, but that really is incidental. The toys are wonderful. It's really nice to have them, but they're completely incidental. What I'm mourning at the moment is not being able to go down to the bar and see Pred or Trish or Timey. Not being able to chat with Simon about Warhammer, or with Chris about the plethora of subjects that could come up in conversation with him. I've honestly never met anyone so knowledgeable about cartoons, comics, and cult paraphernalia in general. Never in my life. And I would have dearly loved to have a longer conversation with him. I really would. By the way, I am going to be mentioning quite a few people in this video, but if I don't mention you, please don't get offended. It's not intentional. If I met you and if I spoke to you over the weekend, then rest assured that I now hold you very dear in my heart indeed. Yeah, it just seemed from the very first second there was something in the air. Everybody instantly got on very well, and it seemed to be even beyond the blanket common interest of Transformers. As people, we got on really well. So much so that it's somewhat wrenching now to be apart. And I'm absolutely with Paul and Simon on this one. We need to organise a get-together of some sort before Auto Assembly 2010. Oh, and those of you who weren't there in 2009, you've got to come. You must come in 2010. I mean, I can only imagine that it would have been an even better experience with the likes of Gerard Wolfgang 1. I would have loved to have seen Gerard there, and all of the others who sadly couldn't make it. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise to Van Horso, the horse with hands. I heard that you were around on Sunday, and I just didn't get a chance to meet you. I'm really sorry about that. I would have liked to have sat down and have a bit of a chat with you, but hopefully next time, eh? But yes, everything about the weekend was just golden. So much so that I actually stayed over. I was supposed to leave on the Sunday morning, and I was convinced by various people, principally by Ray, I Love Mess, to stay. And I'm so glad I did. It was such a good move. I mean, I'm sort of paying for it now. I mean, like everyone else, we all subsisted on very little sleep indeed. And the likes of Dave, Carlisle Prime, Dave definitely deserves special mention, because he was utterly tireless. Dave was actively involved in a lot of the events that were going on, and every time I saw him, he was doing something. He was talking to people, he was organising events, he was making sure the schedules ran, and seeing to various other duties. And he was ill as well. I mean, he had a chronic looking eye infection, so, you know, massive props to Dave. He really deserves it. And I'm really sorry, by the way, that we didn't get a chance to have a longer chat. I would have loved to have sat down and had a bit of a chinwag with you, but hopefully we'll be able to remedy that. I'm sorting out Skype on my computer at the moment because I really want to talk to everyone. And on the Moonbase 2 forums. Also Simon Diancis, aka Silverbolt, Simon, the first time I saw Simon, he was acting in his unofficial capacity as the de facto tour guide of Birmingham, and that's what he did a great deal of the weekend. He was constantly giving directions to people, telling them where they could find this or find that, and also actively taking people to places. And that was just wonderful of him. Also, just a lovely guy, really, really nice chap. We have a fair few interests in common. It was great talking to you about Warhammer, by the way, over the curry. Who else? Matt, Timey Too Wimey, aka the Time Lord. Time Lord has chronicled the whole event, and there is a great series of videos up on his YouTube channel at the moment. You must check them out. Yeah, Timey's enthusiasm is utterly infectious, and it's impossible not to laugh when he's around. Lovely, lovely man. I'd say exactly the same of Pred, Trish, and Johnny, the dwarf porn star. Yeah, I had such immense fun talking with you guys. Also, I have an especial thanks for Nick, the true phantasm. Nick was just so accommodating throughout the entire weekend. He was just lovely. I mean, Ray and I were wandering around looking for Transmetal 2 Black Arachnia. That was one of the ones that Ray really wanted, and we couldn't find one for love nor money. But Nick told us that he'd found one, and he let Ray have it for, I think it was a tenner, something to that effect. I mean, that's just so sweet. That really is lovely, and I hope you get a lot of joy out of your Predaking, by the way. But also, he came up to me, I think it was Sunday or Monday, and he just plonked this in my hands and said, "There you go." Yeah, this is my first movie figure, by the way. I've not got any of the movie figures, so that was really sweet. I really can't tell you how much that touched me. Well, actually, I'm sure you know, since I allowed you to pick me up in the bar on the night afterwards, and yeah, Ray also allowed you to pick him up as well. You were busy that night, weren't you? When I say I allowed him to pick me up, I mean that quite literally. He physically lifted both Ray and I. He's a lot stronger than he looks, that man. But thank you so much for this. It's really sweet. It's a good figure, actually. I'm not that concerned about the movie line, but this is really nice. His robot mode is gorgeous. Who else did I meet? Oh, Izuki Goroto. Izuki was Jay. Jay wasn't there the first day, and Ray and I found him in the convention hall. And oh, what a lovely, lovely guy. It was so flattering to me. I honestly can't tell you. My ego is enormous now, by the way, Jay. It's getting to the point where it's reaching critical mass. I actually can't contain it. Mark, Mr. Blanchard. Oh my goodness, you lush. I think the image of you that will be forever lodged in my mind is you wandering around the convention hall with a bottle of wine in one hand, a glass in the other. Looking absolutely fabulous, by the way, in trousers that seem to be spray painted on.